recipe I am sharing with you is a German cake called Bienenstich. Wow! Can I now speak German? Translated, this is a bee sting cake. So these are the three parts of the bee sting cake. A cake layer divided into a top and bottom part, a custard filling in the center, and a crunchy honey and almond topping. I would suggest using flaked almonds for best results. Let's start with the cake layer. The ingredients we will need are 2 1/4 teaspoon instant yeast, 3/4 cup whole milk, 1/4 cup of sugar, 2 1/4 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon salt, 2 large eggs, 4 tablespoons melted butter, not butter ghee. Step 1. Add the eggs, butter, milk, and sugar into a bowl and lightly whisk until mixed. So while we're doing this, let me tell you the story of how the Bienenstich got its name. It is said that a bee was attracted to the honey topping of this cake, and the German baker who made the cake was stung by it. Hence, it got the name bee sting cake. No, really, that's a true story. Whatever the story, this is definitely a cake you must try. It has a sweet almond honey taste to it, and the cake is a mix between a pastry and a cake. Most people who make this or have made it usually made it with a vanilla sponge cake. But come on people, let's not get the bees angry. Step 2. Add in all the dry ingredients, that is the salt, the flour, and the yeast. Now, I know most of you would be thinking, why didn't you dissolve the yeast then add it to the batter? This is the way the Germans did it. I suppose every nationality has their own way of doing things, whether it's right or wrong. After mixing all the ingredients together, you will notice that it is still a bit sticky, but don't add in any more flour. Just knead the dough about 6 to 7 times and leave it as it is. Cover this with a plastic wrap or kitchen towel and leave to rise about 30 minutes. It will not rise too much, so don't stress about it. The second part is the custard filling, and the ingredients we will need for this are 1 cup of milk, 3 large egg yolks only, 1/4 cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of melted butter, not butter ghee. Step 1 to making the custard filling. Keeping the stove on medium heat, add in the sugar, milk and butter and continue stirring, making sure it doesn't scald at the bottom of the pot. Step 2. Once the sugar has dissolved, add in the vanilla essence and whisk again. Step 3. Add in the egg yolks and corn flour and continue stirring. Mix fast enough to ensure that the mixture doesn't scald and thickens as you are mixing. Do not allow this to boil. Once it looks thick like custard, remove from the stove and keep in the refrigerator to cool. Now we're going to make our honey and almond topping, and for this we will need 6 tablespoons of melted butter, a third cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of honey, 2 tablespoons of cream, and 1.5 cups of flaked almonds. Step 1. Place all the ingredients in the pan and mix until the sugar has been dissolved. Comment down below if you've tried this recipe before and if you enjoyed it. So I'm using creamed honey for this recipe because it gives it a richer, smoother taste. After 30 minutes of leaving the cake mix to rise, it is now time to spoon it into a cake pan. I'm using a 9-inch round cake pan, but the best would be to use a 9-inch spring form round pan. Don't forget to grease it first. Place the entire cake mix batch into one 9-inch round pan. Now leave this to rise for another 30 minutes. Don't forget to cover it. After 30 minutes of resting, add the honey and almond topping over the dough while it is raw and bake this in a preheated oven 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. after 30 minutes, you have your baked cake. Look how amazing this looks. Now cut the cake into 2 equal halves to give you a top and bottom layer. Doesn't this look amazing? So this is the very last thing to do. Remove the cold custard filling from the refrigerator and place all of it over the bottom cake layer. Notice the consistency of the filling. Once you've done this, place the top layer over, and there you have it, a beautiful Bienenstich or bee sting cake. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.